Good morning, folks. Here we are at the Dancing Goats and Singing Chickens Organic Farm. We have with us Miss Christina Wagner from Evergreen State College, along with her hubby and dedicated gentleman helping her with this soil sampling. Would you tell us what this study is about and what's your scientific process or question, ma'am?
Sure, Mohammed. I'm looking at the soil carbon levels in pasture lands across southwest Washington. So I'm here in Thurston County today. I'll be in Lewis County tomorrow, Saturday in Grays Harbor County, and then back in Thurston County. I'm looking at 26 different sites, which include 4 native or restored prairies within this area. And we're looking at how management affects the soil carbon levels on those different soil types. So we have a lot of different soil types in this region. So, many of them are glacial till, but there are other sites as well. And so we've compared, we will be taking soil samples that will be examined in the lab for different properties, including and most particularly organic matter and total carbon, and looking at bulk density, which gives us some information about the physical properties of the soil. And we're going to compare those to what sort of management practices seem to indicate more carbon levels within the soil. And so here in the physical sampling, we're putting down our spots that have already been identified. We're doing 5 different points within each pasture, and within a 5-meter radius of the point, we're collecting 8 soil cores. They're about 12 inches down or 30 centimeters, and they'll be homogenized across the entire pasture. And then we pick at 3 of those 5 sites also a bulk density core. So.
Lovely. Brother Tony, what's that? Is that a bazooka? What's your role in this?
My role is the physical labor. This is a hammer probe, and it has an attachment on here that Tina used to get the bulk density cores. And then I am using this tool for getting the core samples at each of the 5 sites, 8 core samples per, and then we mix it up here to get one blend and send it off to the lab. Tina sends it to the lab, and she does all the work.
If this study goes according to how you envisage it, what will it achieve?
Well, I hope that it will help policymakers come up with incentive programs that will help farmers build more carbon in their soil. Carbon in the soil has very few downsides. In general, it helps with water infiltration and water storage, as well as higher nutrient, pH buffering, a lot of really positive upsides. But you need to know where your carbon level is. There are some farmers that have been really successful in adding a lot of carbon or organic matter to their soil, some that haven't. And if they were to adopt practices that built more carbon and organic matter in their soil, I think both should be rewarded. That's my personal opinion. But not having that information means it's really hard to put the policies in place.
Awesome. Would you recommend I do this again in 5 years to see if there's any improvement?
Absolutely, yes. I would say 3 to 5 years. A lot of times changes in management don't start to show before the minimum of 3, but usually 5 years to see whether you've made a lot of changes in your organic matter content and your soil organic carbon.
Awesome. Do you have any general advice for the farmers of Yelm, Tenino, and Rainier in these rural areas? You were talking something about grazing actually helps water quality with the salmon. Could you repeat that perhaps? So, how?
Well, I'm not an expert on this, although I've been learning a lot about grazing, but properly done grazing can really increase the carbon content, at least it seems. We're hoping to find that out, and so that would be maybe a baseline with my study and then repeated studies over time. But grazing can spur biomass production if you do it correctly. If you graze off about 50% of your biomass, you'll only lose maybe 2 to 4% of your root structure, so that it can continue to grow. And if you graze it before it gets to the reproductive stage, then it continues to grow. So if you graze and then allow your pasture to recover, I'm going to get in trouble for saying all this, Mohammed. I hope you...
Well, then let me ask you, last but not least, many folks ask me also the question, and I would like to pose that to you. As such an educated lady who's already had a successful career before, what drives you, what inspires you towards this environmental studies? There is something inside you that this seems more like a cause or a passion. What is it driving you?
Well, this is the earth that we have, and everybody can do their own little bit, and if I can help, then I will.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much.